Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the TNC Sports Podcast. As always, I'm Logan Cross.
I'm Fire Troy.
And today, we got a good one. We're going to start it out a little differently, though. I know in the beginning we kind of introduced ourselves a little bit, but I want to get in like a full introduction. And, since we're out of, the NFL's over and the NBA's, kind of at a bland spot right now, I thought, why not spice it up a little bit and get to know us since, we've been doing this for this is now our 22nd episode, so let's get y'all filled in on the details. So we're going to start off with a normal background of ourselves. I'll go first, and then Fido will go. So obviously, I'm Logan Cross. I attend Old Dominion University. I was born in Bristow, Virginia. I was raised in Bristow, Virginia. I was born in Fairfax Hospital. Grew up Haymarket, Gainesville area, and I moved. I originally lived in Bristow. Then I moved to Piedmont, which is kind of where I started to meet Fayed. And now I kind of stayed in that area. Now my family lives in Remington, Virginia, which is about 35 minutes away from, the original area where I grew up. Me and Fayed went to the same high school, Battlefield, shout out. And yeah, Fayed, what about you, man?
Well, I'm Fire Troy. I attend Hampton University. I'm from a small town called Flower Mound, Texas. I was raised in a whole different places. I'm a military brat, so I started in Flower Mound, Texas. Then I moved to Honolulu, Hawaii, and then I ended up in Haymarket, Virginia, where I met Logan. So yeah, that's kind of how my history
Which
went.
was your favorite spot growing up besides Virginia?
Oh, I think Texas, 100%, man. I think it was Texas, 100%.
How come, man?
Because I mean, Hawaii is a place where living is kind of difficult because you're away from like the mainland and really where you came from. Because like Hawaii is an island, it takes a lot to leave the island, and you can tour the whole island in one day. So it's kind of like you kind of have to do stuff, over and over again. It kind of gets a little old. But I mean, Texas, like you're in the middle of the country, so you could fly anywhere for the same price. It doesn't matter if it's Washington State, California, Florida, or New York. It's the same thing. So yeah, that's kind of like how it's like better.
How long did you live in Hawaii?
I lived in Hawaii for 3 years.
Okay. And I know you went to a bunch of Mavs games growing up, right?
Yes, I did.
That's awesome. You saw Dirk in his prime, little fadeaway.
Yeah,
That's tough. All right. Some of our hobbies now. Our hobbies are somewhat similar. I'm a big gym rat. I'm a huge basketball fan, huge football fan, and I work hard in school. That's basically it. That's basically all that's going on in my life right now. Just school, working out. Nothing too crazy. I'm just a big fan of sports. I love talking about sports. That's what we're doing on the podcast. That's what I really love to do. Fied, what about you, man?
I'm gonna name the same ones. Gym, football, basketball. Hang out with friends. Kind of. I'm probably the same as you, honestly.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about how quarantine kind of affected us. I know quarantine is this big negative thing, and it affected a lot of people negatively. But looking back on it, at least for me, I would say it was a positive for me. I know, being away from everybody, kind of sucks. I wasn't able. Obviously, we weren't able to see our friends as much as we wanted to. It ruined our senior year, the end of it at least, which is some of the negatives. But everything that's negative leads to a positive, and that way I started focusing on myself. I lost a lot of weight, as you know. Me and Fayed both lost a lot of weight. I'll let him talk about that though. We stuck to a diet. We were working out every day in our house, and I lost a lot of weight. I ended up currently I've lost like 65 pounds, so going strong. I've kind of hit a plateau though. I've kind of stayed there, but I'm gonna get back on it and keep going. I'm trying to get to my goal. I started at 277, and right now I'm at 215. So man, I'm so proud of myself, and that's kind of why I'm thankful for quarantine. Obviously, as I said, there's a lot of downs on quarantine, and it's a terrible thing that went around the world. But obviously, I think that was a blessing in disguise for me, at least. What was your quarantine experience like?
I think it was. I think it was good in multiple ways because of the diet we went on. I lost probably like 10, like 12 pounds. And then school wise, I think it was probably good for me for school because like I'm a kid that doesn't really pay attention that well. Like I kind of get sidetracked easy. So it's kind of like, being home in my like environment, like being focused on my work. And that's kind of easier for me to blend in with school rather than just going into it and feeling like uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I know I was really happy when they canceled school. So for our class for seniors at our school, when they canceled school for the rest of the year, we were currently in the third semester, our third quarter out of the four. So they ended up like just making the whole fourth quarter optional. So obviously I didn't do it. I know I don't. Did you do any of your work in that? Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't do it. I think juniors and all that grades lower had to do some work, but for us, luckily, we didn't have to do it. And then for graduation, obviously it was canceled, but us and some of our close friends did this little thing that they were doing. You could walk with your mask on, right?
Yeah.
Walk. It was like across the football field. It was cool. A couple, your family was allowed there. That's basically it. That was cool. And then as far as like school here at college, I don't know. It's been kind of mixed. Like I love, like a lot of stuff is closed or like kind of limited, but gym's still open. Our classes are mainly online. There's a couple in person. Our in-person classes actually started this week, but there's still an option to take them online. But other than that, I mean, we work out. We usually work out in the morning, so we work out in the morning. Then we get back and we have the whole day to do whatever we want. We haven't even been like partying like that. We've been really focusing on our bodies and like we're trying to build the brand with Alpha Minds, which Fi is going to be involved with, no doubt. We've been really, really focused here and just trying to better ourselves. I know you're doing it at home, so I know it's a little different and difficult for you. But as you said, you like kind of that isolation, doing the work. I know it's probably hard not being around friends, but like you like doing the work by yourself, kind of being able to focus. I know it's been really hard. How's that been, kind of not being able to see your friends as much as you want?
I mean, with online, it's so hard to make friends like in online classes because all you do is you see blank screens. Like barely anybody talks and you're just in there like by yourself, just looking at the teacher doing work. It's kind of hard to make friends. But like, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing because it's like some people in there, they just weird. And then like some people like normal. So it kind of goes back and forth like, oh, do I really want to be friends with these people? Or like, do I just want to wait till I get on campus to like see like different people that I haven't seen?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it's basically the same thing because our classes have been on basically too. Basically, we've only made friends with the people in our dorms, and at our campus, you're not allowed to go in other dorms. I mean, you could sneak people in, which I don't do, but but we're not allowed to. And a lot of people are like kind of like, I'm trying to think of the word, kind of scared to go into other dorms, so they won't do it. So, it's not a big deal. And I'm sure things will open up as things get better, even though I think it's actually getting worse right now. But hopefully that kind of all comes around full circle and we get to have like the full college experience. Do you know next year if Hampton's staying online or have they not announced yet?
No, we're going back 100% in the fall.
100%. Are you going to go on campus or what do you think?
Yeah, yeah. No, I can't be home at home no more. No.
Are you going to live in a dorm or how you planning off campus?
No, I'm living in the dorm in the fall.
Okay. Maybe you could room with Kyle's roommate or Kyle's cousin.
No, he in the athletic dorm, Brian.
Oh yeah, he's on the lacrosse team. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, how are you gonna feel about trying to find a roommate?
I mean, I got a good one last year. I like last semester, but like since we didn't go, I didn't get to like be with him because dude, he loves sports. Like, dude, he was the same as us, bro. Like he liked sports, he like was a shoe guy, like a clothes guy, was cool. And then they said it was canceled. That kind of got shot out the water. So I got to do random again to see if I get the same dude or somebody different.
Yeah, maybe you could like DM or something and do you have his Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try and DM him then. That would make it kind of easy because I mean y'all were both gonna move in together anyway. Might as well do it again. I know you were kind of complaining about the dorms last semester. How you
Yeah.
feeling about that?
Oh no, dude. Dude, since I'm gonna be a sophomore, bruh, I'm being a way new, better dorm next in the fall, so I don't gotta worry about that like anymore. So I'm chilling with that.
Bro, they made a new dorm. It's like right next to ours. It opened up. It wasn't open last semester. It opened this semester. And like I snapped some people that are in there, dude. Their rooms look so nice, bro. Like it looks like a 5-star hotel in that motherfucker. It's like ours looks like a 3-star. And there's like an old one that's like it's called Rogers. It's so old. It looks like a prison over there, but they have a cafe. It's super nice. Me and Ponzi went there once. It's nice. But the building looks super old. And somebody I know there actually, so they're I don't know if they left the door unlocked, but they said that their room got like broken into, which but luckily nothing was stolen. I think they just moved things around. So luckily the person who went in their room was probably just messing with them. But that'd be kind of scary. Fine, you better not leave your door unlocked now. You might have some people come in.
I'm not, bro. But like with you, so are you gonna live in Scotland in the fall? Or you gonna move?
Right now we're looking at
Yeah.
off-campus houses. Um, we're looking at one that's pretty close. We know some people on the street. And I'm not gonna lie, the outside of the house looks a little old and worn down, but the inside's very modern and it looks pretty nice. But once that's confirmed, I'll definitely let you know, and I'll let you see some pictures. But that's just the first option. First options don't always work out, so we gotta have some backup plans. And you're welcome to the crib anytime, of course. But if that doesn't work out, we would probably have to. I don't know where we would go. Probably, I guess, back to Scotland. But we're gonna try and figure it out off campus because I think off campus is cheaper as well.
Yeah.
Um, but the place we were looking at is nice. It's like 500 per person, so I'd probably have to get a little job. But hey, we're gonna work at Dixon this summer, bro, huh? And we're gonna stack up that bread. Hopefully, maybe I don't have to get a job then if we got enough.
Yeah.
Why do you want to work at Dixon?
Because it's kind of our it's kind of like our like zen. Like people have like, oh, they read books as their zen and listen to music. Ours is sports. So we would go into the same territories we know. Like we know where everything is. We know what everything is. And it's kind of like easier for us to get a job there because we know everything about it. So it's kind of like they can't say no.
That's 100%, bro. And imagine getting those discounts there, bro. Shit, I might be spending all the money I'm making. They got a lot of nice stuff. Like they got a Nike, Under Armour, all that. They need to get some Gymshark or something there.
Exactly.
Because they got the basic stuff, but they need to invest. You know anything about Young LA or Rise Fitness?
I don't.
You should look into them. There's some nice clothes. I haven't bought any yet, but Kyle and Ponzi have some. And
Wait, it's Young what?
It's Young LA and then Rise. I think it's Rise, but it's like Rise Fitness or something. It's super nice. The shorts are nice. Because Ponzi and Kyle have some pairs and they're super nice. Yeah, and my mom actually sent for our brand that we're making. Actually sent some shirts. I want to pull them up and show them. They're pretty nice. We're not gonna sell them yet, but if you want one, Fayed, I'll send you the link. Sorry, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
And then like for Alpha Monster, you're gonna do like hoodies, shirts, hats, shorts, and stuff like that. Like once you get like where you want to go.
Yeah, we are. But not yet because we want to grow the following a little bit. Yeah. We're not doing bad. We got like 160 on Instagram and like 500, almost 600 on TikTok. We're doing well. One of our videos got 12K views, which was good. But other than that, it's been all right. I'll show you the front. It's kind of hard to see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see it, and then in the back, always overlooked, never satisfied with a little weight. That's our little saying. And my mom sent me that, and I was like, wow, it's nice. I think Kyle's gonna buy one. I don't know about the other guys, but it's $23.35. We're gonna buy it. This is just for us right now. Yeah. I'm sure we'll sell that eventually. But one thing I wanted to do too was make like little wristbands, like the little rubber ones.
Yeah.
I was thinking about making one and like doing like Alpha Minds and then like something on the back. It could be anything, just for us for now. And then seeing how that goes because we're not gonna sell anything yet because I doubt. I mean, my sister said she would buy some, but I mean that's my family. Yeah. I doubt many people would, buy some. So we're going to try and grow the following first before we sell anything. There was one thing I wanted to say. I forgot what were we talking about a couple minutes ago? I was going to bring it up.
We're talking about like housing and stuff. Like that's what we're talking about.
Housing. Oh, I'm blanking.
And then we're talking about like the young LA and the fitness
Young
like
LA.
shorts and stuff and the clothes.
Okay, I remembered. We just paused it for a sec. But I want to talk about my sister recently blew up on TikTok, Fayed, and it's pretty ridiculous. So, like a month back, she had a video do pretty well, and she got like 10K followers. And then, like a couple days ago, she posted 2 videos, and one of those videos got, let me just get the exact number, 10.8 million views. And then she posted a video 2 days later and got 7.7 million views. And she gained she has 117K on TikTok now. So can you see? 117,000.
Oh, that's her niece in it too.
Yeah, so basically, my niece, I'm blanking on the name of the cancer. It's called I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. It's retinoblastoma. I mean, I 100% said that wrong, and I'm so sorry. But so basically, when she was 6 months old, my sister noticed something in her eye. Took her to the hospital. It turned out she had cancer in her right eye. Luckily, everything turned out okay, but she had to get the eye removed. And now she has like a fake eye. So basically, this is the first video that blew up. This one has like 1 million views. It's got 100. This is basically, it's just her taking out her eye. It's kind of hard to see. She just takes out her fake eye. Sorry if you didn't want to see that, and it kind of blew up. And she was getting a lot of recognition from the other people on TikTok that kind of have the same thing. And now she's doing really well. She blew up, and I just thought that was honestly really crazy. And my niece really deserved that. Like everything she's been through, it's really crazy. What were you gonna say, man?
Well, that's dope that when your sister did that. I wish I had my shirt to show them. It's at my grandma's house, but the next one,
yeah, I've wore it. I think I wore it once on here. It's the Ava Strong shirt. If you've noticed it, it's an awesome shirt. But I mean, I kind of thought like before they blew up that she would blow up just because like the story. And it's awesome to see because she deserves it. She's so strong and she's just a happy girl, like a little girl. She's 2 years old. It's just crazy. Like she's doing so well, and now she's posting on YouTube. Her if you want to follow is please work. Please, it's ava.boysvert on TikTok. So if you want to go show some love, it's just awesome story. Just stay up to date with that. Thought that was cool to mention. All right, let's get into that was an awesome little segment, but let's get on to how we met, Fayed. It's an interesting story, man. What is your first recollection of me? Do you remember?
I do. We played, I forget what the school was. I remember we used to, in 2015, I played AAU basketball. Our friend's Kieran's dad was the coach, and it was black and purple team. We were on black team, the A team, and there was a B team. And it was me, Brandon, he was on our podcast last week, Kieran, and then Logan. And then I don't remember if you started back then or not. Did you?
No, I was terrible. I was like back then. I wasn't like confident.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember it was me and you on the bench. I'm pretty sure we were always on the bench though. It was always me and you because Brandon and Kieran always used to play, and we used to be on the bench.
Brandon was on the bench with us. It was mainly Kieran.
So it was us three. We used to talk on the bench all the time, bro. We used to be on the bench like for 3/4 of the game, bro. Then we were like down 30 or like down 25. We used to play, man. We used to get it in, bro. We used to run down the track like that was our last breath, man.
Yeah, Hayden was also on our team too, and Kyle would sometimes play with us.
Yeah.
Those are our really good friends too. Hayden, he could be on the podcast at some point. And Kyle, he maybe too, but they were also on our team. And I remember there's a couple games that stood out to me at least. One of the games, we were playing this. We were in Maryland. It was, you remember, it was like the courts were like blue.
Yes.
It was, I forget what location. Um, so, oh my gosh. So this team so we were in like 8th grade, right? So we were all maybe 5'8", 5'10". I think the tallest kid in our team was maybe 6'1".
Yeah.
Which was Tyler, who was probably the best on the team at the time. So we were playing this team, and they were all 6'4" at
I
least,
remember that.
athletic as hell. And I'm not gonna say nothing else, but you understand. They were just way better than us, way more. They were probably 10th graders. Like they're probably reclassed players. Because there's no way in hell these dudes were in 8th grade. Like I was thinking about Thomas the Train and what I was gonna do on my math test, and these dudes are thinking like they're playing sports D1 probably. But starting out the game, we get down 30-0. We don't score a single point for about 10 minutes.
I remember
And
that.
we just get absolutely shit on the whole game. I think we ended up losing like 70-30. And it was terrible. I do remember I got an and won the game. One other game I wanted to talk about was this game. This kind of brings me some unfortunate unfortunate memories. Excuse me. So we were winning by 20 this game. It was one of those games where we were winning by 20. And keep in mind, we probably won like 10 games the whole summer. Like we were not good. We were probably 10-50. We were terrible. So we got on this team and we were up 20. They ended up coming back, and with like 5 seconds, they hit a 3 and take the lead. They think they were up 1 or 2. So there's 5 seconds left. We call timeout. We're gonna inbound the ball, and so my dad's running the clock, and ref hands the ball to, it was Tyler. He hands the ball to Tyler. My dad starts the clock right before the ball's inbounded, which is not allowed. And inbounds the ball to Kieran, I believe. The clock runs out and went right as Kieran catches the ball, and everybody's like, "What?" And the refs end up calling the game over, and we lose. I know we blew a 20-point lead, but we basically lose because my father, started the clock when the ball was handed to the inbounder. And I remember being so pissed. Like, I felt so bad. Like, I felt like everybody thinks it's my dad's fault, like, which is reflective of me. Which, I mean, we blew a 20-point lead. Looking back, it wasn't his fault. But, I mean, the end of the game, maybe it was his fault. But I was so embarrassed. I was so mad. That was just one. You remember any specific events from that AAU summer?
I remember one. I remember that 6'4" team. I remember that team. That was probably the only one I remember. We could not score a bucket. We shot over and over and over again. Nobody could score, bro. And that one, then I remember the one in Manassas too. The one, you remember that little complex that had like half baseball?
United Sportsplex?
Basketball? Yeah, that one.
Mm.
We played there, and we played Gainesville Elite.
Oh, yeah. We played Cooper's team.
Jordan Radford, Darryl Riddle was on it, and we got destroyed. It was not even a fun game to even play because they just kept, doing them alley-oop layups because no one could dunk back then. Alley-oop layups on threes, and I was like, bro, this is not a good game to play, man.
Yeah, bro. Oh, my gosh. One thing I remember, it was this was like the third game. So we played, our first tournament was at Bull Run, and there's like 2 games. The next tournament was we had like a 9 a.m. game, like an hour and a half away. I'm not sure the location, I forget. But, it was like my third game AAU. I was not very experienced. I was kind of like all nervous. And I get into the game. It was like late in the fourth, or they played halves for our AAU. So it was in the second half, kind of like late in the second half. And I hit a 3 in the corner. I'm a good shooter, so I hit my first basket ever in AAU from the corner. So, I'm feeling myself. We get a stop on defense. We come down, and for some reason, I have the ball at like the volleyball line, like on the wing. and I just catch it, and I'm just staring at my dude for like a second, and I just pull that shit right in his face, and I ended up making it, and I was like super hyped. It cashed. It was so tough, but I think I ended up airballing the next shot. But after the game, Kieran's dad, the coach, told me if I would have missed that shot, he would have pulled my ass, and I would have sat on the bench because it was like a 30-foot shot, which in 8th grade, is a terrible shot. I remember that game. And I don't know if you're there for this tournament. You might have been. So we're playing this one team. I think we had 6 people, so you might not have been there. It was this tournament, and there was this one dude on the team that was tough. And Bap was guarding him on the wing. And we were playing a 2-3 zone, so he was on, the right wing. And this dude just does a simple crossover, or like a simple like jab step to get him off balance. And this dude, Bap, I'm sorry I got exposed, Bap. This dude, Bap, stumbles. And I'm in the paint because we're not big. I'm like sitting paint. I'm in the middle of the zone. This dude stumbles all the way back to me. And I basically catch him. He's like stumbling back, and I basically stop him from falling. And this dude just sitting there staring at him because he just crossed the hell out of Bap. And he passes to his teammate, and his teammate splashes the 3. And I didn't even know what to think. I didn't want to laugh because it's my boy, but this dude just got crossed. And it was bad. Like, it was bad. I remember the only games I would do good in were the games where we had like 6 to 8 people. Because I knew I would not be taken out because we had so little people. So I knew like, oh, if I mess up, it's okay. But the games we had a lot of people, I was worried. I was nervous to mess up because I didn't want to be taken out because I didn't play like all that, and I was nervous. There's also one thing. This one's this kind of shows where I had no confidence at the time. So I forget what team we were playing at. This I don't remember all the locations. We were playing this team, and I remember I was dribbling the ball up the court, and I was genuinely so nervous that I could barely dribble the basketball up the court. Like I was literally like so tense. I couldn't dribble. And kind of like after that, I was like, dude, I gotta get more confident. And I kind of over time I got more confident in myself. And yeah, fine. Are you a confident player? You shoot these crazy shots. Where do you think you got your confidence from?
I think it was because I remember in AAU I was new. I was new to the area. Like I didn't know really anybody. And I think when I really started getting really close with the team, I think I got my confidence, and then that's when I kept shooting, them 30, 50 foot. I even shoot those now. I mean, like that's even obvious, but I got my confidence, from playing a lot because I don't think you remember this. We played at Annandale, and we had like a game at like 2, 5, and 9. We had like 3 games in a row. And it was I think it was you, me, Bap, Kieran, Tyler, and Cash. It was us 6 or 7 of us. And I remember I used to be shooting the ball. I mean, like I just didn't never feel like I was ever going to miss. Because like if you always think you're going to miss, you're not going to have no confidence. So if you keep shooting and missing, dude, you might as well just keep shooting. I mean, if you're missing, you might as well. So like I got my confidence, from shooting a lot, in like playing with them players.
Yeah, for me, I would say like, so the summer after that, I think 9th grade summer, I played in a summer league, the Hurricane Summer League. And my team was pretty bad. So that summer, I realized like I had to carry the team. So I started shooting all these shots, and I was balling. Like I had probably averaged like 20. And I was feeling confident. I was playing, super confident. And then in the playoffs, I had the best game I've ever played, probably like a real game. It was in the playoffs. BAP was there to witness it. We were playing this team. This super tall dude was guarding me. And I was just cooking. I probably hit I swear to God, I hit like 10 threes. I had like 40. And we ended up losing by like 3. So it was all that for a loss. But that's kind of the summer where I got my confidence. And I really started, trusting my shot, trusting my ability. And then kept playing. GBA especially kind of helped. And then the summer league after that, I dropped 27 in a game. And then I feel like my confidence kind of fully rose this last year in GBA, 12th grade, which I do want to talk about. now that we're there. But one second.
Dude, that's
Breaking news. We'll get our live reaction. This is crazy. Carson Wentz has been traded to the Colts for only for a third-round draft pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick. Let's give our thoughts on that real quick, and then we'll get back to the GBA story. Fayed, what is your initial thoughts of that, man?
garbage. There was so many other quarterbacks they could have got, but they got him. Like, really, dude? Like, the Colts could have got they could have picked somebody in the draft. They could have got Watson. They could have got anybody else.
My mask
But
off.
they wanted Wentz. That's
Hey, man. I'm not mad. I think Wentz is going to have a good O-line, and he's shown that he could play really well, too. Obviously, I'm not very high on Wentz right now. He could, flop. But, hey, this is a interesting trade. And Indy, that if Wentz goes back and plays somewhat well, they could be a Super Bowl team. And it just all depends on Carson Wentz now. Can he make it happen? And this also means for Philly, Jalen Hurts is the guy. They're going to stick with Jalen Hurts, and I'm happy for him. Now Wentz is going to have a good team around him, and I think the Colts are going to be a team to watch. They're either going to flop or they're going to be really good. So that'll be interesting to see. Anything else on that, man?
No, man, that's probably it, brother.
All right, let's get back to some GBA. We were in a good conversation. GBA 12th grade. Fayed, we were on the same GBA team for like three teams, right?
Yes, sir.
Were you on the team when we won the championship?
No, because we played you in the conference championship, the one that got you to the final. You beat us in the last second. Because remember, I fouled you, remember? On the baseline, you remember?
Yeah. Wait, what team were you on again?
I was on Gordon.
Oh yeah.
And that was the most toxicest team I've ever been on ever.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. We what is it called? I'm gonna talk about the 10th grade championship team. So that team, we were 4-4. We played 8 regular season games. We were 4-4, and we were like the 4 seed. So right in the middle of the pack. There's like 10 teams. And we win the first round close against a bad team. So I'm like, okay, who knows how the season's gonna end, but we're gonna play our ass off. Next round, I think we played you the second round. Because I remember, I forget the team that was undefeated. We won the second round against y'all, which was pretty close. What was the team that was undefeated? Wagner, right?
Wagner was undefeated, and you beat him, didn't you?
We beat the undefeated Wagner last second. Kieran hit some free throws to put it away. Kieran's got ice in his veins, I won't lie. Kieran hit some free throws to put it away. And then the team we played in the championship was also undefeated because those teams didn't play each other, and we beat them by like 10 or 15. And I'll never forget that. That was an awesome game. I had like 17 points in the championship game. I played well. And that was really fun. But I want to talk about the 12th grade year, man. 12th grade year, me, Fayed, Jackson, Nick, Hayden, JD, who was on the podcast, Hayden, one of our good friends, and then Kyle, one of our good friends too. So our team was not the best. We won 2 games the whole year, one in the playoffs and one in the regular season. So Fayed, take me through how you thought about that season, man.
Dude, honestly, I wish Coach got another center. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wish we had a center on the bench. No, we did have another center, but he quit. We had a 6'2" guy from Patriots.
He was terrible, though. I won't lie.
I mean, at least he could catch the ball. But I meant, I think our starting lineup was set. I mean, we had shooters, we had rebounders, we had passers. But I'm going to give it to one guy. It's not JD, though. He's going to be upset about this. That people could not – so our bench – okay, I'm going to say our bench was not great. I'm sorry. Our bench was not great. But there was this one guy, man, Kyle Dodd, man. That dude showed up when he needed to show up. That dude's defense was no joke. That dude, face was turned all red. Everybody used to get scared, bro. That was probably the underdog dude that really got us a lot of steals and a lot of underdog points. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, man. Shout out Kyle Dodd, man. He wasn't the best offensive player. He hit a couple threes, to be honest, though. But he gave his 110% effort on defense.
Exactly.
And he would foul a lot, but man, he was aggressive and a good defender. and I would not want him guarding me personally. But one thing about that team, I would say that the starting lineup was Kyle, me, you, Hayden, and Jackson, right?
Yes.
Jackson, because he was tall, and the rest of us. I would say, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like most of the points, I mean, it's pretty known. Most of the points came from me, Kyle, and Hayden.
Yeah.
Basically, I would say like 85% of the points came
Yeah.
from us.
Yeah.
And Fayed would chip in. Fayed is a hustler. He's a good defender. He got so many steals too. You can't leave yourself out of that one. You and Kyle Dowd were so good at defense. But some of those games were crazy. What game kind of stood out to you the most?
I know it was both of us. I think it was both Radford games, man. That was kind of the game that I went off the first one.
Talk about the first one for you.
The first one, I hit like 4 threes in a row. And then I remember when coach pulled me out, but he put a good player in for me. And you had 2 threes in a row after I did.
Yeah, I came in for you and I hit them threes.
And that was clutch. And Daryl didn't – okay, so Daryl was the coach for Rafferty during that game. And he was like, bro, I didn't know this dude could shoot. I was like, bro, if you leave me open, bro, I'm not going to disappoint, man. I'm sorry.
You were hitting some crazy shots, bro. You were balling. And your defense was crazy, bro. And now, dude, so the second game against Rafferty was the first round playoff game. To be fair, it was the 2 worst teams in the league, us and Rafferty. But it was a primetime game. It was at like 8:30. When I tell you the crowd was full for a rec game, this crowd was packed. And they were all for Rafferty. They were all for the other team. They were all sitting behind their bench. I remember Trevor was the coach. And the first half was awful. We played so bad, or at least I played so bad. I airballed like 2 threes. I hit like 2 shots, had like a couple free throws. I wasn't shooting good. Me and Kyle weren't shooting that good in the first half. I remember in the third quarter, Hayden really kept us in that game. He had an and 1 fadeaway 3. He was just playing great defense, and he kind of kept us in that game. Same with you. You're playing great defense. The fourth quarter comes around. Hayden, me and Kyle are kind of sitting on the bench, like kind of trying to focus up and lock in. Hayden comes up and says, do you guys want to go home? You turn the fuck up. You got to step the fuck up. And we stepped the hell up. We were down like 10 going into the fourth quarter of a playoff game. In the fourth quarter, we went crazy. We switched to a box and run 1 on their best player. Hayden was guarding Cash. And we started to clamp up. I hit a 3 right out the gate. Kyle hit a 3. And then I hit another 3 to get us within, I think, 2.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple steals. And then what happened? So I think you got a steal, right, and had a layup, right?
I got a steal, and you threw me a lob up there, and it was like, so it was me, Cash, and then Izzy was on the other side. And I think it was you or Hayden who threw me a lob up there, bro. And I had to use like one hand because I think somebody was holding my hand. And everybody was up there, bro. I'm on the ground like, bro, please don't let me miss this, bro. Please, bro. Like, everybody gonna look at me funny, bro. If I miss this, bro, I can't do it.
You made it though, huh?
Yeah, I made it, bro. And then I'm gonna let you tell what you shot at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so there's like, so it was a tie game, right? Or were we up? It was a tie game, right?
Yeah. It was tied.
Yeah. Tie game, about 40 seconds left. They throw it to Cam, one of their big men, and he makes a layup. So we're down 2. We push the ball down the court with like 30 seconds left, 30 to 40 seconds left. Then one of the defenders like slips. I think it was Lucas slipped. So Kyle has the ball wide open for a 3. Izzy runs at Kyle. Kyle swings it to me. I catch it, splash it. We go up 1 with like 35 seconds left. They call a timeout. I'm hype. We're all hype. And then, so we were in a box and 1, as I said before.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that Cash kept going right. And then, so Hayden forces him right come into play. And I sprint and I jump Cash. So I jump the ball and I tip it out. Kyle gets it. I run ahead. Kyle hits me. I hit a layup to put us up 3, I think. From then on, it was just free throws and getting defensive stops, and we did that We almost choked the game because I remember the last possession. Yeah.
I got the rebound. I threw it all the way to Hayden he misses the layup, remember? He
No, no,
misses
no.
the
I got this. No, I think you got a steal and it went to me, and then I threw it to
yeah.
Hayden. And Hayden missed the
Hayden
layup.
missed the layup, and then Cash threw that. Dude, that sucker was so close to going in. That wasn't even funny.
That shit was crazy, bro.
Dude, that sucker went around the thing like 20 times, and then it fell off the into the thing.
Yeah, that half-court shot, it would have sent it to overtime. But hey, I remember on one of the free throws for Hayden, I got a rebound over like two people, and I was just like, I was like flexing. Dude, I gotta pull up the picture, bro. It was so funny. Just a couple. It was over Izzy. Keep in mind, I was like 270 at this point, so I look way different. I gotta find it though. Hold on one second.
Yeah, because I think everybody had their moment. Because remember, we played Dinga, and I blocked Kyle Terrell, and I was walking all around the court, like right in front of you.
Yeah. Here's the shot. Here's the game winner.
That was
If you want to see it, that's me and Kyle.
That's tough.
Game winner, bang.
You were
getting hype, bro.
Like, ah!
That shit was tough. Okay, where is that picture? Shouldn't be too far. Okay, yeah. This is a picture of me over Izzy. Me staring at Izzy after I got a rebound over him. Shout out Izzy though. Izzy's cool. Yeah. I think this is when Hayden missed the layup though.
Yeah, bro. And then I was on the opposite side just waiting for the rebound, and Cash had a wide open half court shot, bro. That sucker was like hit the backboard in and out.
Shout out the team, bro. That is Kyle. That's Hayden. There's me, Fayed right here.
Oh yeah, dude.
Y'all didn't know.
Here,
the team
bro.
was fun, man.
It
was fun, but we lost a lot. But we was getting buckets. We lost a lot. There's a lot of games. We were close in a lot of games, to be honest, but we just couldn't close them out. I think if we would have beat Field, we would have been on their side of the bracket, and we would have had an easier schedule.
Exactly.
But one of our good friends' teams, ended up winning, so it wasn't that bad. Cooper's team. I was so happy they beat Green, bro.
Dude, I didn't want Green to win, bro. Dude, Green is the most. Nobody wanted them to win, but I mean, dude, they had all bad people on their team that nobody liked, so it wasn't no point like of them winning. Okay, the thing about Green is their coach was thought he was an NBA coach. He was so sweaty, literally so try hard. So the game we played them in the regular season, we didn't have Hayden. Yeah. So it was basically just me and Kyle and Fayed. And me and Kyle started out the game shooting really well. We probably had 10 points each in the first quarter. So they call a timeout, and they end up – so they put a man on me and a man on Kyle full court. So basically just guarding us full court, and then they're also playing a 1-2 zone, basically double-teaming me and Kyle and leaving everybody else open. Which, I guess is smart because in rec league, the bottom of the team usually is not good. Exactly. Scoring-wise, at least. So basically, it was a struggle from then on out. I think we were in the game until the fourth quarter, though, and we ended up losing by 20 because they really just shit on us in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Same thing kind of happened in the playoffs, except we had Hayden. We were close in the first quarter, and then they started to pull away. And that's how we lost in the playoffs. We lost to Green. Luckily, they ended up losing, as I said. Anything else about that GBA season? That GBA season was awesome. Week 1, bro, dude. We week 1. I remember it. You remember Daniel Kermiti had 35 on our head, bro. I remember that. Yeah, he was long. Kieran had 20, 30 on us too. I know, but I think if what we should have did though, we should have played man. Honestly, dude, we should have played zone because somebody in the bottom always left a corner or a down low open. I think it should have been. It should have been me, you, Hayden, Kyle, and Kyle Dodd as played small. Because if we would have played small, we could have played man small and nobody would have been in the paint. It would have been fine. But I think since we had other players that didn't really, because I remember the game Nick had he had a double with turnovers. Oh yeah. And everybody was yelling at this man. That was the first. That might have been the first or second game. I know. I felt so bad for him. Dude, that dude had a double in turnovers. I felt so bad. That might have been against Andrew's team. Yeah, it was because what was that kid's name?
Sherrick?
Yeah, Sherrick and it was he got
Tyler?
like what, like 5 steals on him?
Yeah. Sherrick kept picking
He
Nick.
kept
That's what it
picking up
was.
Nick all the time.
Yeah. Unfortunate Nick, sorry.
I know.
I mean, that was Nick's what, like first season of GBA since like 5th grade though, so
Yeah, and then I wish I wish we didn't pick him, bro. We could have picked somebody else because that dude never showed up.
I mean, or Cam.
I mean, I'm sorry, Cam. Nick Como was on Euler. I'm sorry, wrong dude.
Nick Como was on our team the year before.
Dude, okay, but that dude had hustle though. I'm not even gonna cap with
He
you.
did.
Nick had hustle, but Cam never showed up like to any other games.
Yeah. Cam wasn't as bad. I think Cam wasn't as bad the last year as he was before. He definitely like got smarter basketball wise, but I mean, he's a soccer player. He didn't play. He's not really a basketball player, so I can't blame him.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from basketball or anything else related?
Oh, bro. I mean, shoot, that was really all our childhood, man. I mean, that was all our high school experience, man.
Yeah, man. If y'all want to know any stories or other details about us, ask them for sure. Like that was fun. Like I mean, we're gonna keep going. There's more stuff to talk about, but I love like just talking and going on different memories and stuff. That's always awesome. Next thing I want to talk about is why we started the podcast. I forget whose idea it was. You might have just mentioned it, and I was like, dude, yeah, let's do it, bro.
Yeah.
And we both love sports. We both love talking about it. So I was like, why not, bro? It's just for fun. Like, who cares? I mean, I don't really care I just like talking about sports and talking about everything. It doesn't even got to be sports. That's kind of why I wanted to do it. What kind of brought you to want to do it?
I think for me, I think you know this too. Like my speech, bro. Like I got better at speaking from here because okay, I'm gonna tell a quick story right quick about that. Do you remember it was me, you, Kyle Hayden, and Andrew at Buffalo Wild Wings, right? And you remember this?
Yeah.
And I couldn't order my food, bro. Remember? It took me like 10 minutes for that. I was like, bro, this was bugging. Like this was when like Kyle ate the mozzarella sticks. I remember Kyle was pissed at the lady, and then like I couldn't get it out, bro. So it was kind of like I needed this as a push, to get my speech better, so I could not have to do that. Like if I'm like with a girl or something, I'd be like like bro, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, man, dude, it's definitely gotten so much better, and like just being on the camera, like you just get so much more comfortable the longer you do it. And this is our 22nd, so like I'm fully comfortable. Like I noticed at first, like I would talk like super, like I would try and talk super professional, like, so what do you think about this topic? Like very interesting. Nah, like I just gotta be myself. Like it's just like at least in the last like 7 episodes, I've noticed I've got more comfortable and like kind of stopped trying to do that, and trying to just be myself. And that definitely helps. And I honestly think that, doing this kind of helped me be more confident, like at least speaking wise, to people and like just being to talk to people I don't really know. Obviously that's still kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard for everybody, but it definitely, helped at least a little bit. Something that also helped me with this is my public speaking class. So for my public speaking class this semester, or last semester, it wasn't in person, so we had to send videos. So we would talk on camera, and that definitely helped me. We had to do like 4 videos, and I mean, it just definitely helped me get a little more comfortable talking in front of the camera. And there's this funny video. Did you see I don't know if you saw, but we posted a TikTok on Alpha Minds. It was like, if you want these, do these.
Yes, I saw that.
And I think this would help Ponzi out because in one of the clips he was like, because everybody was like, if you want these, do these. But Ponzi's like, do you want these? Do these. He's like super like
super like professional,
straightforward and not like relaxed. You could tell he was thinking about it. But it was funny, and me and Kyle were laughing about that. So we might be doing a podcast for Alpha Mind, so stay tuned for that. Gym related. I think we're gonna do similar stuff about this, like talk about how we met, stuff like that. So if you want to tune in, I think we're doing that tomorrow.
All right, cool.
And once we get back home, Fide, you gotta hop on too for sure, because I think we're just gonna record it in our room, like all of us together. Cool, so that should be interesting.
Cool.
Yes, sir. The next thing, we're going to get back to a little bit of sports, really talk voice crack a little bit, but we're going to get back to kind of sports related. Why did you start to like your team? I know you're a Seattle fan and you love the Seattle area. Your aunt's from there, but why'd you start to really kind of like them?
So, okay, I'm gonna tell you my whole background. So I'm from Dallas, Texas. So I liked the Cowboys as a kid. Like I went to the games. My dad took me to the games all the time. And I didn't really like football at the time. I just liked the team because I was from there, like, like hometown team, blah, blah, blah. But I remember I went to my first game was Seattle versus Carolina. It was Greg Olsen was on the Panthers and Cam Newton was on the Panthers. And I really enjoyed looking at football, analyzing it, talking about it, watching it. So I kind of was like, okay, this could be my team right here. So I went back home, kind of analyze, do I like this team or do I like this team? And I'm like, okay, I know more information about this team, so I'm gonna pick this team. So every year I kept going back to games and over again. And I was like, okay, I know a lot about it. So I could be, like a sports fan, like be like a real Seattle fan. And then I kind of got more in depth with it. And, that's how I kind of like Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I know you've been to a good amount of games too. And what was your favorite game that you've been to?
Oh, hands down, 2014 NFC Championship game, Seattle versus the Green Bay Packers in Seattle. I think that was the number one. And that game was very special. Like it was my aunt's birthday too, and like they had like her name on like the board and stuff, like at the stadium and stuff. And
Who'd they play again?
The what?
Who'd Seattle play again? I'm sorry.
The Packers. But it
Ooh.
was an NFC Championship game.
Oh, the one that they got the onside kick?
Yes, it was that one. And we were down 0-16. Everybody starts leaving, bro. Like it's like the second quarter, bro, and everybody starts to leave. Then my aunt was like, like I have faith. Like it's my birthday. Like I have faith. So we stayed there, right? We're like the only people in our like area, right? Where like our seats are. There's nobody like 50 feet of us because everybody left. And then everybody started coming back because they were like, "Oh man, we got the onside kick," and I was like, "Man, you ain't no real fans at all." And then like you see like Michael Bennett with the bike all around and everybody's cheering and laughing. But I think that was like probably the most iconic game I've been to.
Yeah, I forgot that you went to that game. I honestly was gonna say the Rams Seattle game that they missed the kick, right?
Yeah.
That game I know was good too for you. I've only been to two, which was the Houston game we went to, and then I went to a Washington versus the Vikings back in the day when the Vikings had they might have had Christian Ponder at the time, which was like 2013, 2012. But for me, I don't know. So I started as a Washington fan. Basically, I wasn't like too into football. Basically because my family supported them, kind of same like you. And then Brett Favre rolls around on the Vikings, and I love watching Brett Favre on the Vikings. I remember my heart was broken when they lost to the Saints that one year in 2009, I believe, to go to the Super Bowl. And I really like Brett Favre, so I watched him, and then I think he retired. After that, I just went back to Washington, and around that time, RG3 started to play, and I really started to fall in love with football when I watched RG3 play. I know in our first podcast, I said that RG3 really got me into football first, so I really that's kind of why I started watching Washington. Really loved that season. That season we were 3-6, flipped it around, made it 10-6, made the playoffs. And then RG3 got hurt, kind of everything fell downhill. And then, ever since then, I've been a Washington fan. I will say, though, more recently, I'm a Washington fan till the day I die. I'm just saying I've started to like the Packers, but they're never going to be on top of the Washington. I'm just saying that I've started to like them due to the fact that Aaron Rodgers, I really like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is kind of like, so RG3 was the first person to make me fall in love with football, just kind of at the basic eye view level. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers kind of made me fall in love with like the strategical football, like what kind of defense they're running, the strategies, because I kind of like to read all that now. He kind of made me fall in love with like that aspect of the game and kind of playing quarterback. As you know, I love playing quarterback whenever we play football. I throw some dots. That's kind of why. But I'll always be a Washington fan till the day I die. And we're on the come up now, so that's kind of why I like Washington. All right, that was the second break. Sorry, I had to tinkle. again. That was the second time. But now let's get into some sports topics. That was a great segment. As I said before, let us know what else you want us to talk about like that. I would love to, start off the podcast like that every time. That was like an hour, so we could either go for that long. Who knows how long it'll go. Just let us know what you want us to talk about or any other stories you want to hear. But let's get into the NBA. So since the NFL predictions are over, I wanted to start an NBA predictions. Now, we're recording this a day later, so usually we'll do the Wednesday games because usually there's a lot of games on Wednesday. But since there's only 3 games tonight, we're going to do the NBA games on Friday. So I'm going to pull up the Friday schedule real quick. And then we're going to get into some topics after we make some picks. This is my email. Sorry, y'all. ODU email. Don't rob me. NBA. I'm just going to ESPN. I spelled that wrong. Leave me alone. Should have had this ready, but it's cool. They're all right there. So, if you just want to take a picture and circle it on Snapchat, or if you got a piece of paper next to you, just send it to me. We'll keep kind of track for just us on this show. Okay, so first, let's start out with Golden State and Orlando, man. You know who I'm going with. I'm going with my man Steph Curry. What you?
I'm going to go with Orlando.
Oh, okay. Orlando has been pretty good, man. I'm not even going to lie. Denver. Oh, this one's out of order of mine, but we'll do Denver and Cleveland. I'm going to go Denver. Denver just lost to the Washington Wizards, so I think they'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Denver as well. Chicago and Philly.
I'm going to go Chicago. I'm going to go in it all year.
I like Chicago, but I'm going to take Philly. That's a safe pick, but I think they'll win. Atlanta and Boston. Atlanta just beat them last night. So I think the Celtics are going to take the second game in the series. What about you?
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Okay. Detroit at Memphis. I think Memphis is playing all right. I don't think Detroit's very good. So I'm going to take Memphis and Ja Morant.
I am too.
Yes, sir. Oklahoma at Milwaukee. Oklahoma's tanking or trying to tank. They're actually not playing bad. So I'm going to take Milwaukee.
I am too.
All right. And then New Orleans at Phoenix. Should be a decent game.
Phoenix.
New Orleans is really disappointing me this year. So I'm going to go Suns.
But, dude, I'm hoping Lonzo get traded to the Bulls.
Oh, yeah. So they were interested in that. Dallas and Houston.
I'm going with Dallas.
I'm going to go with the Mavs, too. I like Luka here. Minnesota at Toronto. T-Wolves are terrible. I'm going Toronto. And then Clippers and Jazz. What are you thinking, man?
I'm going with Utah, bro. Ain't nobody stopping Utah, bro.
I really want to pick Utah, but I think I got to pick one different from you. Actually, nah. Kawhi and PG are out. They might be out. I'm not sure if they're going to be out this game. So I'm going to take the Jazz just because I don't know. All right, so we'll update you guys on the standings each week. Usually we'll pick the Wednesday games, but today we're doing Friday. Now, some of the NBA topics. Anthony Davis is out for 2 to 3 weeks. He re-aggravated his Achilles tendon, just like tendonitis. And it was listed as a calf strain. And honestly, for me, I think this is the stretch that LeBron can prove his MVP reasoning. I think if LeBron wants to win the MVP this year, this is where he has to take over. And I know he won last night, so he's starting it already. What do you think?
I mean, it depends on who he plays because people not going to show up for LeBron if he plays Minnesota or Cleveland or like the Magic or like some low-level team. Like he has to beat a big team to really win because tonight, no, he can't even say tonight because KD and Kyrie are tonight, so that doesn't really matter for him. I mean, he needs to beat if he beats the Utah Jazz or Philly with just him and no AD, I can see how they could talk. But if you last night, man, come on, dude. You beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by 10. Come on now. They're the worst team in the league.
All right, I'll read you the upcoming games for the Lakers. The Nets the Heat, the Wizards, the Jazz. They do play the Jazz. That is the 24th, so next week. Then they play the Trailblazers and the Warriors, and then the Suns and Kings. So they have like a semi-hard, semi-easy schedule. But if LeBron puts up the numbers, I think he can secure it. Hopefully AD comes back healthy. The next thing I want to talk about is the Cavs are trying to trade Andre Drummond, and I saw that there are 8 to 10 teams interested in Andre Drummond. Which team do you want to see him go to?
Brooklyn.
Dude, imagine, bro. They would be so good. You know, I'm gonna stick with my roots. I hope he comes to Washington. Because I mean we're on a 2-game win streak, and I think we need some inside help and some defense. So I think he would really benefit. I think the lane would be a little clogged though, because Russ and Drummond kind of clogging the lane. But I think he would really help us out defensively. But I think the best fit would obviously be the Nets, but I don't know how they would make that happen. But I do like that you mentioned that. All right, and the same thing's happening with Detroit. Detroit is sitting Blake Griffin and going to look to trade him. So where do you want Blake Griffin to end up at?
Dallas.
Okay, so then they can move Kristaps Porzingis to center and have Blake Griffin at the 4. How well do you think that team would do?
I think that team would do pretty good because Blake Griffin in Detroit wasn't good from the jump. Like, if he had freedom and a good team to play with, I think he would do great. I mean, Jeremy Grant took his spot, bro. Like, I'm sorry, dude. They play the same position. Like, when they signed Jeremy Grant to Detroit, he might as well already have packed his bags. Like, I mean, I think him, Kristaps Porzingis, and Luka could turn into a big 3 if Blake Griffin got his mind right and went back to not vintage, but early Detroit days where he scored like 22, 23 points. Like, that could be really a threat to the Western Conference.
Yeah, I think his play style now is more like smart, and he's gotten to be a better shooter. So I think the Mavs, he could space the floor still on the Mavs, get some looks. I'm gonna say the Mavs too. I think that's a pretty realistic one, and I think that would be a good spot for him to land. And the Mavs kind of need a little boost, and I think he could give them that. And kind of get them back in the playoff race because they started out the season really struggling. And then the last thing for the NBA is that the 3-point and skills they released the schedule for the All-Star game, and it's all in one day. So tell me what you think. I'm going to tell you the schedule. It's going to be – so before the game, it's a 3-point contest and a skills contest. And then the game will be held. And then at halftime of the game, they're going to do the dunk contest. And then they're going to play out the rest of the game. What's your thoughts on this? But hold on, I'm gonna pull up the clip of Draymond Green that I want to talk about after this. But while I'm doing that, tell me what your thoughts about that. The schedule.
I think the players wanted that from the jump because I think the players didn't want to have a weekend. They wanted to have a day so they can go back home and rest. The players didn't even want an All-Star game. Like, I don't even know why you would have it if there's no fans. I mean, you might as well just not have it from the jump. I mean, you should just not have it and just push it, like just have it like next season. Like, you don't need an All-Star game to you already play games. Like, you don't need an All-Star game for no fans. Like, it's just like, it's pointless.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm trying to figure this out. Let's see. I have that, like the Twitter app. I think they should have done it like Saturday and Sunday and kind of space them out. But I mean, that's not a big deal as long as nobody in the dunk contest is in the All-Star game, because then they'll be gassed. Like, there's no point. I don't want to make.
Now there might be one.
What do you mean?
Zach LaVine might be in the dunk contest and an All-Star game.
Oh, LaVine. I don't know. He's won it. Hasn't he won it like 2 or 3 times?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do it because I don't think he wants to ruin his record. I think that's what it is. I think he wants to stay undefeated in the dunk contest and not do anything like else.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. All right, so let me log in real quick. If it lets
he
me.
would win anyway, though.
He probably would, bro. He's so tough. Aaron Gordon, I think, should try and win one, honestly.
No, he said he was done because he lost 3 times in a row. He lost to Diallo last year.
Man, shout out to Twitter. I got it booked, Mark. So this clip is kind of long. You can see it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this clip is kind of long. I'm gonna start it, and then we're gonna give our thoughts. So keep in mind that give your thoughts after this. This is Draymond Green on how the media treats the players and like public. All right, man. Obviously, that was a lot to intake. But what are your initial thoughts to Draymond saying all this?
I think he had a great point because teams have too much power over players, and like the media kind of changes it up. But like he was saying about Harden and him doing all this to get out, if like he was saying, like if Harden didn't do all this like extra stuff, he wouldn't have been traded. He would have stayed in Houston and been stuck there. But since he acted all like nonchalant and kind of like acted a fool, he kind of got out of there. And what players don't understand is what teams don't understand is this takes an effect on players because like with Drummond got pulled from playing to get traded. But do they know that the trade deadline is a month away? There's a possibility he can't play. He can't get traded till the 24th of March. He'd be out for a month. That's terrible. I mean, I just don't understand why players don't have more voices and more power than teams do.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, man. I love when Draymond said that like if the media says, oh, the young guy can't figure it out. Like a lot of the times, like he said the organization. Why isn't the narrative that the organization can't figure it out? It's the young guy, the young player. This is like a situation I see with Lonzo Ball. A lot of people do know that his situation in New Orleans is not great, that he should be traded from there just because how the New Orleans play. But a lot of it's also that Lonzo, hasn't figured it out yet. Like he needs to improve. But I just think he's in a bad situation in New Orleans. And that's not even, it's not just for Lonzo, that's a lot of things. And also, like, every point he made was 100% factual. The players need more voice. They're always overshadowed by the organization, and all their voice, if they speak out, they're always seen as like a negative. They're always like, oh, that person, like, he's cancerous to the locker room, as he said. And I think that's a bad thing to have in your league, and I think they should. I mean, they are getting paid a lot. I will take that. Maybe that's why they think they have a lot of power over them, but that's not right. You still got to have your players have a big voice. It's literally like that's why people watch the NBA, players. So they should have more of a voice, like you said. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I thought that was a amazing little rant by Draymond Green.
Yeah.
It was a good one. It was like 3 minutes too, but that was a good. I'm glad he brought that up. Now we only got a couple topics to talk about in the NFL, and then we're out. So let me get right into the first one. The first one's not really a topic. It's Vincent Jackson was found dead in his hotel at 38 years old. This is tragic. He had a lot of people think this could be from CTE or something else. I don't want to guess on podcasts. I'm not 100% sure, but rest in peace to Vincent Jackson. He was an amazing player, potential Hall of Fame. Just rest in peace, man. And then the next topic, J.J. Watt has been released. This happened about a week ago. I think it happened like a day after our last show. What do you think the best location for J.J. Watt would be?
I got 3.
Let's hear them.
The Cardinals. Because they already have a good defense. I mean, they just need some more like firepower in the defense standpoint. Number 2 could be Indianapolis.
Ooh, okay.
With him on one side and then DeForest Buckner on the other side, it could be amazing with Darius Leonard as well. And then also Chicago, but I'm gonna give another reason for this. Chicago, because he's from the north anyway. He's from Wisconsin. And like his wife plays soccer for Chicago, so he might want to live in the same city as she does, just to not have to travel all the time and stuff like that, and for family purposes. But I think it could be those 3.
Okay, I'm gonna say I agree with the Colts one. I like that take, but I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say number 1, Pittsburgh. His 2 brothers in Pittsburgh, and they have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Adding J.J. Watt would just put them even higher. The question of Pittsburgh is how their offense will look next year with Juju free agent and whatever they're going to do on Big Ben. But they are usually contenders, so I can see him going there. Second one, personally, I would like to see him do this one. The Green Bay Packers. As you said, he's from Wisconsin. I think he grew up a Green Bay fan. I'm not 100% sure. I think he said that.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see him there, and their defense needs some help. So adding him to the line will pressure the quarterbacks more and help the Packers out. And they were at the NFC Championship last year, so that could just put them over the top. The next thing, as you know, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Or no, wow. The Bucks won the Super Bowl. Holy hell. And after the game and the parade happened, there's a video of Tom Brady throwing the trophy to a boat. And I'm not sure the lady's name, but her husband or grandfather made the trophy, or he's a blacksmith, made the trophy. And she came out and said that she thought that was very disrespectful, and that Tom Brady should apologize for throwing the trophy. Now, Fayed, what do you think hearing that, bro?
If I was Tom Brady got too many things to worry about and love some blacksmith's daughter. Like, come on now. Like, he got too much things to worry about. Like, you know how many trophies? Like, Gronk broke the one in 2017. Remember? He threw a baseball at it, and it was like you didn't say nothing to that. So it's kind of like pointless if you saying it now, because it's like, oh, you're like, dude, like, come on, girl. Like, there's so many trophies that have been broken and been like thrown around. It ain't gonna be the first one. Nothing happened to it. And he threw it to Gronk. Like, come on, dude. Like, it was like 5 feet. Like, I don't know why she's bugging over like throwing a trophy that Gronk already broke. I mean, come on now. That just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. If I was Tom Brady, I would not apologize. Like, I mean, I get it if he does, because she kind of made it a big deal. But this is not something you apologize for. You're celebrating winning the Super Bowl. If worst thing happens, I'm sure they'll just pay him to make another one.
Exactly.
It's not a big deal. So she just making it too deep. I think if it was really a problem, the blacksmith himself would have came out and said that was super disrespectful. But he didn't. It was the daughter or wife. So I think it was ridiculous, and I would just be laughing if I was Tom Brady, because obviously I think that was just for attention, because you know how popular Tom Brady is. It was just totally for attention, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it. Unless you got anything else to say, man.
No, that's not it.
All right, bro. This was an awesome one. I think it was an hour 30. This is our first one over an hour, or not over an hour, but well over an hour and a minute. And I really like this one. This is definitely gonna be one of my favorites, due to the fact that we barely mentioned sports for the first hour, and that's kind of how I want to get it. I love talking about other things, just our life in general, things that go on. So let us know what you want to hear. We're gonna keep working. We're gonna come back next week. Maybe try and think of some new things to talk about. Also, we're also gonna try and feed off if you guys say anything. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. All of our socials are gonna be down below if they're not on the screen already. Go follow Alpha Minds Lifts. Go follow us on Instagram. And Fi, do you got anything to say?
No, that's it, man. Peace, guys.
Yes, sir. As always, I'm Logan.
I'm fired.
And peace out, y'all. Yes, sir.